This is something that if we don't take care of it, very soon justice will be a thing of the past, right? This is a special presentation right here on Delta 9 Media. If you haven't already, take a couple of seconds, share the live and thumbs up the live. Let me hear what Melly Mel was highlighting. Because there was a young man that was implicated. Remember Orlando? Remember the Red Ram conversation? You know, and even do a sound check. I hope, well, good. I hope that I'm coming through clearly. All right. Nobody say good. Yeah. Remember Orlando and the Red Ram conversation? A lot of persons I'm pretty sure would remember. It's not that long ago. Look at what could have been the situation with another person, right? Let me hear the details that Melly Mel was highlighting. Then we're going to go straight to what was going on at the courthouse. Because this young man needs to be vindicated.
Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Share this live, share this live, share this live. So this is a quick live. So, we all saw the news yesterday about the 7-year-old boy getting his neck getting chopped or cut, and the grandmother slitting the grandmother throat, and so. According to my police contact, who is somebody who's close to the investigation, who's in the investigation right now, who's close to the investigation. So this is what happened. Good morning. According to somebody who's very close to the investigation, this is what happened. Apparently, the child's own family chopped him by mistake. So this is what they did, right? Because I keep looking at that house and how the family does live. Who in the right mind going in there to rob? You understand? Rob this child and this grandmother. Who's the grandmother? First of all, the child grandmother is bedridden. That 7-year-old child that died was taking care of that grandmother. Sponge bathing her, everything. That child didn't go to school in 2 weeks, right? No teaching call, no neighboring call, welfare and checking, nothing. So they had that child basically like the maid in that house taking care of that of their mother. Mind you, should get a daughter or another family member, her son or so living next door, living close by. But none of them is looking after this lady. That little 7-year-old child was looking after that child. That's where I say this system continue. The system, the child protection, the Ministry of Education, the system continue to fail the children of Guyana. So that little boy was taking care of the mother. And I don't care if the family vexed with me because I like talk. And yeah, don't worry, try to cover up no story, make it look like no robbery, because we know it's not no robbery. One of his own family by the name of Muhammad chopped that child. Yeah, and you know how he chopped the child? They were drinking 4 o'clock in the morning. Drink and drunk, all of them drinking, because apparently the father as well know what is going on. The brother, the pastor man, and all of them, right? They were drinking the morning, and they get into some fight. Chop the child by mistake, because apparently Muhammad go, I don't know if it's the father, he go for chop, the child father or some other uncle, he go for chop the child by mistake. And this is what I'm telling you, he confessed to the police. Chop the child by mistake, because they were drunk and fighting. Chop the child by mistake. But here was the hurtful. Here how these people so evil and wicked. They chop the child by mistake. When they're done, they try to make it look like a robbery. You know, they went and slit the own mother throat and pulled down her pampers, like if somebody tried to sexually assault. Well, obviously, clearly, they ain't get no feelings for the mother, or they don't care about the mother. You understand? And the past is a liar. Yes, the past is a very liar man. They obviously don't have no feelings for the mother. And obviously, clearly not, because the child was taking care of the mother. All of them used to live right wrong and never used to get no time with the mother. The mother bedridden and that little grandchild was taken care of. That is why it was so easy for them to slit the mother throat to try to make it look as though somebody break into the house, rob the try to rob them, or try to sexually assault the grandmother, the own mother, and slit the child's throat. And I now understand, because the story just didn't adding up. The story wasn't adding up. Now Caesar, as usual, crass, he gone now this morning trying to cut some deal with the family, cause for help them to make it look like a robbery. It wasn't no robbery. The own family by the name of Mohammed, who's the child, I think cousin or uncle or something like that, chopped the child by mistake. All of them were drinking. All of them they drinking and drunk 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes. Just pass you. Just pass. Look at father, the mother. There's the mother, the holding mother. I'm trying to hold the father. You know him?
He's a stranger in Zeelugt.
Oh. Oh.
Wait for your mind. Watch me chase like you.
No remorse. Yes, the family got to go. Michelle, come up. The father could come. So you want to go to court? But you don't got to calm down. But you don't calm down here. So, viewers, let's give Manda. Manda, look this way. Michelle, go. No, y'all can't come home.
Wait for your bike. I have a chance to go mazel fuck you. Plus you don't see me in jail for your mother's fuck you. I'm telling you. Yeah.
Guyana, you ready quick?
You want me to start first?
Yes. This is sad, you know. So we waiting outside of the court, viewers. Tag, share, tell somebody the mother is behaving, the in-laws. Look the father. Look just now. See the father. Where's the father? There's the father. Yes.
Hello. Stop. Yes, the court, right? Please let go. Good.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Scenes from the courthouse earlier today, Delta 9 travelers.
Right, who was supposed to be in the care of his father. What does that happen? I don't know how many of you would have been keeping up with the story. We were there already, and we got to understand that the court, it was a court by a court mandated order that the father have the son, right? So it's not the mother's. 1 second. Come, kala man, kala.
Let it go. She thoughts on the.
We're here live at the Lenore's Magistrate Court again. Standing on the stage right there, there's a father with deceased 7-year-old Adriel, and the mother is up there as well in the black dress. They currently were escorted out to the court because they were speaking. She was visibly upset, of course. The suspect was talking and she's venting out. The mother's heart, the father's heart. This is a terrible time for them. An absolute tragedy. Leader of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, Dr. Simona Charles Brooms, is currently listening to the father, who's venting his frustration. Right. Good afternoon to everybody.
Big up to the entire ALP, always out and about and willing to assist the people in any way that they can, right? Shandell, thanks for being a part of the live. Good afternoon to Delta 9 and all the frequent travelers all the way from St. Lucia International Digital Connection, right? Thanks for tuning in, Shandell. And big up to the whole St. Lucia. And everybody tuned in right now, right? Who else is in the chat right now? Who are the frequent travelers in the chat? Marcia, thanks for being a part of the live. Marcia shouting out the entire Delta 9 family. Big up yourself, Marcia. Ross Levi, greetings. Real thing. Big up yourself. Paulette, thanks for tuning in. Paulette is saying good evening to the Delta 9 media viewers. Thanks for tuning in, Paulette, and for being a frequent traveler and a moderator right here on Delta 9 Media. We just get a chance to see some of the scenes from the courthouse. Gonna fast forward a little bit because not much happened in between, because obviously they couldn't go in. But we're gonna get a chance to see when the person came down and hear a little bit of the discord. But there's a lot of certain parts of this case that really needs analysis, because what was the situation that allowed for that young man to be presented as one of the persons that was a part of what was going on? And then why would Melly come out and highlight the fact that certain persons is trying to do certain things with what's going on with the proceedings? It's very, very interesting when we analyze the details of what's going on right here. And persons have been analyzing it on different platforms and internationally as well. this is some of the details of what is being shared so that we could suss out what's really going
The
on.
picture. The picture
No,
of
no,
that young man.
I meant
And if
sheriff.
y'all don't no, no, it's a comment I'm responding to, Ryan,
Oh,
not
okay.
you. Right?
Mhm.
Biggs, I did not post that picture. The day before it was released that somebody was picked up to the general public or early in the morning, a family member or a person who claims to be a family member sent a video of that same young man being arrested to us and asked us to release it. We did not release it because we believe that they didn't have no evidence linking this young man. On the said night that we did that live, if you all could watch back before the picture was actually released, Vicky came up and we just gave a glance to the public of the video of a young man being arrested and he said yes, that is the man. The next day is when sheriff posted that thing. We never released that video. We never released the video. He said the guy got a ponytail, the phone was away from the screen, and we just
had
said
a
yes,
phone like
we
this.
just
We
do
do
a
business,
flash,
right?
yeah, a flash
We do
like
this.
that. Good.
We
So
never
we
release
got
it.
that information even before it was even released to the media. We did not release it because we did not believe. We said the first person picture we get was an African person picture. That is an African. We even got a story backing up that is an African man that Ian do something to that did that to the child. And those were all family members reaching us to us, giving us different stories, right? And that is when we realized that there's a bunch of confusion they're trying to cause to mislead us. And we did not release all of the information that we had. But when the 16-year-old picture was released to the public, yes, it was first released by Sheriff News Media, and then everybody collect the picture and ran with it. It's not confusing, sweetheart. Ryan, you go ahead. We just want to clear that up because
Precious,
this is how this young man picture get
and the
released.
picture that they release it take out in the same position space that this young man picture here. We
You gotta
didn't release the
understand,
picture, we had the old video.
Precious.
Thank you.
You gotta
And
understand.
Good, Ryan. You could continue. Just like
it
Ryan talked Sabrina.
yeah, I'll wrap up quick, but it's just like Orlando with Adriana Young. It's just like Orlando that they're trying to pawn it off on somebody. And listen, as a Guyanese society, we must look at how the culture has been towards criminals and criminality because long it's been, if somebody from normal citizen crosses the line to snatch a chain or to rob a Chinese store or to unalive a child, suddenly we believe that this person, I mean, they should suffer, but they're still a human, right? And we see it with the Adriana Young situation with the Orlando that was trying to pawn it off. We see it with the same situation. That's how it's looking, as if they were trying to pawn it off. And we must ask ourselves why, because in the end of the day, we need to be to some extent advocating for how prisoners are treated in Guyana. There should be a minimum humane daily rights for prisoners, because if lawmakers know that when you go to prison, it'll be living in hell. With you'll be constantly abused. You may not even get good food. You may not get a good bed. Why would they not intervene? And so, yes, Cole and Precious, thank y'all so much because y'all did a great job. Like y'all deserve like some type of reward or something. And for bringing the truth to light, and it's definitely a respectful thing.
Send to Lion and done Didi. Send to Lion.
Listen, I got send the universe, right? Because I'm still in awe. Because honestly, and what's the most beautiful thing with all of this? I think y'all was prepared to lose. I think Cole said it yourself. We'll push the truth, but there's no guarantee that the truth will come to light. Something to that extent, Cole was saying, And so I think it's a good day. At least it's a good day, but we must acknowledge, based on what the father was just saying, I'm a bit appalled, and it probably means that there's more truth that needs to come to light, because I don't understand where the level of nastiness is coming from, and you're grieving your child. So Cole and Precious,
Ryan,
keep your
if you
foot on
know
the gas.
the real story, me care what they're trying to push. If you know the real story behind this, tell you, even you Mark would job, but we can allow them.
But to
If
me,
you know the
based
real story behind this thing, we just coming
Hold
up
on,
to debunk the lies.
is it on the level of Adriana Young? Are you allowed to say that? With this,
Yeah, we just said reality stranger than fiction.
Oh my.
We know what we're talking. That is why when people come in and talk in certain things, we could ask them certain intrusive questions because we know when you're coming to lie and we know the truth too. So we want to debunk it right off the bat so that the innocent persons aren't paying for the guilty. All I would urge the 425 of y'all who are on this live that are watching to do is don't worry with what the news is saying. Worry with what your eyes are seeing and use your deductive skill, and whatever conclusion you come to, then you will know the reason why we have been advocating for the truth from the beginning. That's all we got to say.
You going in or you good?
Yeah, 16-year-old confessed, and then many other outlets copied and pasted. The with regards to trusting them, of course, we know Sheriff deleted it. Sheriff deleted the thing with no posting to say, "Hey guys, we made a mistake," or "Hey guys, this is the." Even though we claiming, and to me is a big red flag. But part of me wants to trust the Guyana police force and the news outlets now regarding this 7-year-old child. But then again, though, there's a lot that I don't know. I land my plane, but Cola, thank you for all the hard work. Precious, thank you for all the hard work. And Precious, I love how, if I ever need a lawyer, I think you're the person I call in for interrogate them for me. But I land my plane there. Though.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Ryan.
so much,
Sabrina,
Ryan.
you can go ahead. Zeelugt.
You want to say how you feel? How you feel? Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Like he was not actively.
How you feeling today?
Actually, report like just imagining him holding my son throat and passing away. And he's small. He's small, friend.
Right, Come, let me go collect you. Let me collect you. She's still staggering. Come, let me go home. Let me go. We can go to the house. I ain't got to drive behind you guys, man. The start up. So, just so I can get it a little clearer. Yeah, well, everybody know. Give me one. Put it your father. Come, bring it on the other one.
How you think you? Put you in my position. How you would? You understand me? How you would feel? But you me just want me to see in fucking jail. Make up see in jail. You want this my heart. You can push me and see back to get yard. Why them just around? You understand me? You can not move. They enjoy it for themselves. I like me even know them but I got them kind of mentality even dead line. Real thing. And my people trying to stay me. Me
Like you could see it. Maybe you take them off. Is it on? Both on? Okay. I'm gonna flip this here. You know, so anything.